Alright guys, let's have a look at Leetcode 62 unique paths. So here's a description of the problem. A robot is located at the top left corner of a m times n grid marked start in the diagram below. The robot can only move either down or right at any point in time. The robot is trying to reach the bottom right corner of the grid marked as finish in the diagram below. How many possible unique paths are there? So this problem is about calculating the counts of unique paths. If we how to let's take an example of it. Say if we have can we just write something down? Insert table, just insert a table. So we have a 2 by 3 or 3 by 4. So we want to start from here. What's that? Draw text mode. So we want to start from here and end at here. So the problem is to find how many unique paths are there. How many unique paths are there to reach end? So if let's think in this way. How many paths are there to reach the end in one step? So if in one step we have only 2 different methods, either go from here or go from here to the end, right? So finding how many unique paths to reach the end really goes to a problem of finding how many unique paths to reach here and here. So all the paths here plus all the paths here gives us all the possible paths to enter the end here. So if we want to find all the passes to reach end, the problem goes to find all the passes reach this one plus all the passes reach this one, which leads us to a sub problem. So in this way we think we can use dynamic programming to approach this problem. So that's text mode. So firstly we need to find the state, which is the function. Say function f, let's just say fij. Function fij means how many unique paths are there to reach ij. Then the transfer function is then f ij really equals f I minus 1j plus f ij minus 1. So what about initial? The initial state is, for example, if we want to reach here, How many ways are there? Of course, there is only one way. The only way is to go from here to here, right? Because there's no way you can go left, because that's the requirement of the problem. The robot can only move either down or right. So if you want to go here, there's only one way. If you want to reach here, there's also only one way. What about here? So if you want to reach here, there's only one way. Here, there's only one way, because can only go here, because we can are not allowed to move up. So the same here. So that is the if I equals 0 for I equals 0, f equals 0. Also for j equals 0, f equals 0. And this is, so we need to calculate f. So we need to calculate fi minus 1j, and then also calculate fij minus 1 in order to get the fij. So that is really a top-down approach. So let's start coding that. Okay, so we need to approach this problem using dynamic programming. So we need to make the state. The state is ij equals, state is, it's just means how many ways are there to reach ij. So define dp as row times n for n, by the way, n is the column number, okay, in range m. M is the row number. M is the row number. That is the column number. Let's make sure it's correct. Okay, that's correct. Okay, then initialize it for all the I. For I equals 0, or j equals 0, f equals 0. So, or we say dp equals 0. So for I range in range m, dpi 0 equals 1. Then there's only one way to reach there. Also for j in range n, dp 0 j equals 1. Okay. So in order to calculate dp, m and m minus 1, n minus 1, we need to calculate first. So we need to iterate to calculate every state. So we say for I in range 1 to m, it should be noted that we should start from 1 here, because we don't want to include the initial state. For j in range, again start from 1 here. The transfer transfer function is I minus 1 j plus I j minus 1. So dp I j equals p minus 1 we should be able to return -1, -1. So in the conclusion, so we define dpij means how many ways are there to reach the point ij. So it should be a 2D array. Then we initialize it for all the I equals 0 and all the j equals 0, dp should be 1 because there's only one way to reach the left edge and the up edge. Okay, then the transfer function is dpij equals dp I minus 1 j, which is the one that right next to it, left to the left to it, and also dpi j minus 1, which is on the up of it. Then we should return the last position. So that should be right. Let's click run and submit. Okay, that's very good. So here, that's the unique path problem. Should be mentioned that there is so the time complexity is n squared. Also, the space complexity is also n squared. Okay. Should be noted that there is a similar problem. So let's solve that problem also. It's unique path 2. So in this unique path 2 problem, it is basically the same, except that in the array given, there is obstacles, so the robot cannot walk on the obstacle. So what will change to this? What should we change in order to solve this problem? So if there's an obstacle, since the robot cannot move on it. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, can we erase it? Oh, that's good. We can erase it. That's good. That's good. Those we cannot erase. Okay. So, for example, there is an obstacle here. Okay. So the robot cannot reach here. So if the robot cannot reach here, then the way to reach this particular point is 0. So what we want to add in our previous logic is that the transfer function is this if ij is not obstacle. Else, if it is obstacle, then we should say f ij equals 0. Okay. What about the initial state? For the initial state, I think let's also take an example. Raise it. For the initial state, okay, if we have an an obstacle here, then the way to reach here is 1, and the way to reach number of ways to reach here is 0 because it's obstacle. Then the way to reach here is also 0. If there's another box connect to it, then it also should be 0 because there's no way to reach here, then there's no way to reach these two because we cannot go up. So that means for I equals 0, f equals 0 if there is no obstacle before it, else f equals 1 if there's no obstacle before it, else then f equals 0. Then else equals 0. So what does there's no obstacle before it mean? We can actually transfer this statement to another statement here. That statement is exactly the same as this statement. Okay. Now we cannot write something here. Can we write something here? No. Okay. Let's just try this way. That statement is exactly the same as this statement right here. The statement should be for I equals 0 if j is obstacle, then ij equals 0 fij equals 0, or f0j equals 0, 0j equals 0. Then else it should just equals its previous one. Okay, so that's the initial state. Let's try to write a code for it. So we want to approach the problem use dynamic programming. So we should define dp equals gain 0 and for in range m. So the initial state is for I in range. Oh, there's no m and n here. N equals length of obstacle grid, length of obstacle grid 0. For I in range m, if so the logic is if there is obstacle, so if obstacle grid I 0 equals 1, then we say dp I 0 equals 0, else then we say dp I 0 equals dp I minus 1 0. Okay, we should make sure I minus 1 is valid, is a valid range, so we need to make sure this. So probably want to go from here. Okay, that's good. For j in range to n, okay, for I in range 1 to n, j is 1, then p equals 0 else p I j equals p I minus 1 j plus dp I j minus 1 return dp. Okay, so that's problem. There's only one concern for myself, and I think logic is pretty good, and there's only one concern for myself, is that we initialize dp 0. We should initialize dp 0 0 to be 1 or 0. So that's my problem, you know. That's my problem. Should we initialize dp 0 0 to be 1? Because because there's only one way to stay at its place. It's called stay. Don't move. That's one way. That's not 0 ways. That's one way. So we should really initialize dp 0 0 to be 1. Okay, good. Something's wrong here. And obstacle grid is not defined. Obstacle grid is not defined. Range, there's a typo somewhere, or it seems there's a typo somewhere. Okay, range, okay, should be okay now. Okay, that's good. Okay, input is 1, output should be 0. That's right, because okay, I see. Is 1 if is 0 if obstacle grid 0 0 equals 1, else 1. Let's see. That's good. Well, the complexity, the performance of this approach is time complexity is O(n) squared because we need to do two for loops here, and the space complexity is also n squared. It's also n squared because we need to define a DP matrix. So it's also n squared. Time complexity is n squared, and space complexity is also n squared. Good. Well, thanks for watching. If you like my video, please subscribe to my channel, and also share it to your friends, or you just simply click on the upload. Thank you very much.